Hello, and welcome to our pre-match stream of the Liverpool versus Norwich game in the EFL Carabao Cup today. We're joined with Omer and Adam. Omer, how are you feeling today? You confident?
I mean, it's a weird feeling. I'm feeling relaxed because I don't think I care too much about the Carabao Cup. I think I'm more excited just to see the youngsters play. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose.
Yeah, I mean, Adam, are you the same, or are you hoping to go far in this competition?
Yeah, like I agree with Omer as well. But just the younger guys, it's always a positive sign we see them starting, and it's always probably the only insight we're going to get for most of the season when it comes to seeing these guys play. I'd probably like to go further in it. I think just because it gives you more of a chance to see them play, but also I think if we can, I know it's going to be difficult given just the depth in the squad and just obviously just kind of financially it's going to be maybe difficult to try and keep our heads in every competition, but it would be nice to kind of focus on every bit of silver we can, I suppose. Because come the end of the season, we could end up with a trophy regardless where it is. Kind of like I said, I'd agree more with Omar in the sense it's mainly just to get a look at the younger guys and see kind of how positive they play.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, quickly, we'll just run over the official lineup. So we've got Kelleher in goal, Bradley at right back with a centre-back partnership of Gomez and Canate, Simicast at left back, then a midfield three of Naby Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Kurtis Jones. And up front, we have Minamino, Divock Origi and Cade Gordon. I think what everyone seems to be very happy about is a debut for the star boy himself, as we've been calling him on our Twitter, Cade Gordon. Obviously, he impressed a lot during pre-season. Another one of the highly rated youngsters that we have bought, with Harvey Elliott as well coming from Fulham, Cade Gordon coming from Derby. We are meant to be paying him 100 grand for this appearance, or paying Derby 100 grand for this appearance. So I'm sure they'll be happy about that. But what are your thoughts on Cade Gordon, Adam? Are you happy to see him play? Do you think he can bring a bit of a different dimension?
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's really positive to see him. I think everyone thought he was probably going to be on the bench or at least in the squad, but the same starting is a really positive sign. I think that everyone's really excited to see what he can bring to the team, and like you mentioned, obviously Elliot there. I think it's a similar feel. He's so young, starting his first game for us. So I think it's a really positive sign that Klopp is actually putting faith in him this young. Klopp's obviously very protective of the younger guys, and I think he's not going to play them unless he feels they're really ready. So the fact that he is starting this game is massive news, obviously for himself, but really exciting for the rest of the fans as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he, as I said before, he did impress in pre-season a lot. He didn't. He did score, didn't he? I feel like he scored. Oh, he got disallowed, didn't it? The goal. He scored in pre-season. Anyway, he impressed in pre-season. That's all we've got to say. Are you expecting? Obviously, there is a chance with us having not as much depth as up front as we do in, let's say, midfield, especially with the Harvey Elliott injury. We didn't replace Xherdan Shaqiri like reports said we were going to be. I mean, this obviously it's the EFL Cup, but it looks like he is going to be one of our. If push comes to shove, he's going to be a bit of a backup winger for us. Do you think if he does impress today, Omar, that he can maybe try and break into the bench on a Premier League squad if, let's say, Minamino does get injured?
Oh, absolutely. I think, was it Pep Linders who said yesterday, he called Klopp in pre-season saying that when he saw Cade Gordon, he was like, oh, we've got a new player on our hands here. I think if you're good enough, it doesn't matter what age you are, you're ready. We've seen some unreal players break in at 16, 17. It's sort of becoming more in again. If he performs well today, he's performed well in pre-season. I think there's a shot for him on the bench, especially with, unfortunately, Harvey Elliott's injury. It sort of freed up a space in the squad for him just to attack at. And I think, look, seeing how he's played in pre-season, he's got all the confidence in the world just to absolutely go for it and really try and make a position in the squad his.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as I said before, with the whole injury, we might get an injury like coming up. This is obviously a big platform for him to state his name. If he does, obviously, let's say he grabs a goal or he's destroying Grant Hanley for 90 minutes, maybe we might see him come into the squad and maybe get minutes in the Premier League. So, but I want to ask you really quickly, Adam. Obviously, being Irish yourself, Adam Ida, very impressive young star, should we say? Scored last season a hat-trick on his debut of him, if my memory's not wrong. Do you think he'll be a big problem for Gomez and Konate, or do you think he'll be able to handle him?
I think it could be a bit of a problem. Yeah, I mean, just looking at his games for Republic of Ireland, he's a big guy. He's a guy that obviously pose a lot of threat in the air. Obviously we have guys like Konate that can deal with that. But I think I think in especially in defense that's not totally settled yet, in a centre back pairing that's not totally settled, I think he could cause a few problems. He's looked again another guy who's really impressive for his age, and it's great to see him breaking through from the point of view of myself and just with the Republic of Ireland. It's great to see. So I think majority of the game, the two lads of centre half, Gomez and Konate, should be able to deal with him. But I wouldn't rule out that he could definitely pose a threat there and not nab a goal, because it's one of these games in the League Cup that even if we win, we seem to always kind of maybe leak one through here or there. So we'll see what happens, but I definitely wouldn't be ruling them out to cause some problems later on.
Yeah, I mean, as Johnny's just said there, we haven't went over the Norwich lineup, but I will go over it. Anthony as well has just confirmed that they've made 9 changes. No Ozanka back, but they've got Angus Gunn in goal, obviously ex-Southampton keeper. Omer Badile, not a clue who he is, but I've heard good things about him. Grant Hanley, Gibson, and then you've got a midfield, or I guess wing backs, Mumba and Gilianos. Roop in midfield with Lemoulier, Billy Gilmore, and then Solisi. I don't know how you say that name. And Ida up front, as we said. Obviously, pronunciations aren't my strong point, as you guys can tell. But they do have some good, obviously, options on the bench. They've got Miller Rashid. They've got, again, Timo Pukki and Ozanka back, familiar faces back playing against Liverpool. Maybe we might see him. But another person who is making a debut today is Connor Bradley. Obviously, he's Adam. He's the Northern Irish he plays for?
Yeah, that's Northern Ireland. Yeah.
Northern Ireland, yeah. He's obviously made 3 appearances for them, which is obviously very rare. He's made his international debut before he's even made his club debut. But do you think, for instance, Ida, or even if Pukki does come on, they're gonna target his side? Maybe he will be considered the weak link in this side. What are your thoughts on that, Omar?
Well, we haven't seen much of him, so it's hard to tell. I think, it's being a Liverpool right back nowadays. you're filling pretty big boots in Trent Alexander-Arnold. So I think with Gomez and Konate by his side, Gomez has got the skipper's armband today. I think he will be nicely guided. He's got sort of experience in midfield to rely upon as well. So I don't anticipate too much trouble from their side. I guess it depends how the game goes. But I see the game being mainly played in their half, so I can see him sort of.
Think we might have lost Omar. Oh, hello, you're back.
I'm back. Yeah. Sorry, that lost it. Yeah.
Again, Adam, thoughts on Connor Bradley? Do you think he's going to struggle today, or think he'll be able to, cement his place as Trent's number 2 with it looking like Williams maybe off in the future?
It definitely looks like that could be the way Liverpool are going this season. Like Omer said, we haven't seen a lot of Bradley, but I think just judging by the kind of rumours and talk of during the summer that Nico Williams could be on his way out, there is a good chance that Bradley could be could be that number 2. Agree again, though. I agree with Omer, and when he said, I don't think Bradley will struggle too much because he has the 2 guys, the centre half next to him. I think Gomez especially, he's got that pace. I think he can cover those areas fairly quickly. I think as well with the likes of Oxlade-Chamberlain and all, I think kind of drifting back maybe a bit into that position. I think he will have a lot of help tonight. Which to be fair, it won't give us a lot of chance to see what he can do kind of in maybe more threatening situations if he has kind of help. But I think he'll do well. Yeah, I think he is another guy who, I think it's a bit early to say if he's going to be one for the future in terms of another guy who's going to nail down a place in the squad, but it definitely looks like Jurgen Klopp is kind of putting his chips on him to be Arnold's number 2 going forward this season.
Yeah, I mean, another thing that I picked up on is the bench. Not loaded with firepower like we have seen in the past. We usually do see a bench of the likes of if Mohamed Salah, maybe Sadio Mane, but the only really attack and threat on there is Diogo Jota. The only other senior players there, Jordan Henderson and Andy Robertson. But again, there's not really a lot of firepower. 2 people who I was surprised personally to see make the squad. Tyler Morton, who we saw a lot in pre-season, midfielder similar to the likes of Henderson and James Milner. But one that I'm really, really excited for, and hopefully he does make an appearance, is James Barzagli. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see him in pre-season because I think he broke his wrist. But he is another one that is extremely exciting. Come through with the likes of Mateo Musolowski and Cade Gordon as well. So hopefully we can see him. But just regarding the firepower, obviously, again, it's only really Jota who can come on. Do you think that's a mistake, Omar, not maybe having the likes of Salah if we do go 1 down and, Norwich sit back and put 11 men behind the ball?
Well, I guess it's one of those ones where we'll only find out at full time. It could be one of those where all the senior lads up front have got a nice day off, or they'll come back to bite us in the arse. But I'm fairly confident that we will be all right. I think Jota isn't.
Yeah. I think we've lost.
Yeah, sorry. Even if we have to bring on Henderson, it can push on the likes of Keita or Ox or any of the midfield really to sort of make an impact further on. So I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. Chris, you can shut up, mate. I don't know how you say his name. He's let's be honest, who knows? I don't know. Apparently it's Balagizi. There we go. I'll say it from now on. But to be fair, I just looked at Bar and then the Lee on the end and just assumed. But yeah, I mean, what are you excited to see Balagizi? Adam, do you think he might make an appearance if we do go up, or do you think again he's just going to stick with the team? Maybe put Jota on if we are 1-2-0 down and we need a goal.
I don't think we're going to be in that much trouble. I don't think. I think if any of the guys get on tonight from the bench, it's just going to be, just to get the minutes in. I don't think that we're going to be in such trouble that we'll need to bring on the likes of Jota. I know, like you said, Charlie, normally we would kind of have that bit of firepower on the bench, but I think, Klopp obviously has a reputation how he approaches the League Cup since he came to Liverpool, and I think it's really showing now, especially just judging by the squad in this game. He is really looking at this game to kind of give the younger guys, some minutes, and also a lot of the more experienced guys as well. I mean, you look at the likes of Origi and Minamino, and Origi in particular, who's gotten a lot of love over the last couple of weeks, and after his performance with AC Milan, a lot of fans have different opinions on the likes of guys like Origi, and I think it's a game where they can definitely kind of say, well, you know what, you can rely on us to do a job. I think this is a big game for them. I think if they aren't getting themselves in the score sheet in matches like this, then it is a bit of a problem going forward. So I think this is a game where it's exciting to see the youngsters, but it's also important for the experienced guys to have really, really good games.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I completely agree with, especially the likes of Minamino and Origi. this is a massive game for them. You know, they're basically all Salah and Mane backups, and you know, unfortunately, we didn't go into the market and go and buy a striker who is good enough to maybe, you know, challenge Firmino. But again, if Origi's serious about staying at the club, with Minamino especially, they really need to be looking at, you know, finding a goal or two tonight. Obviously, Norwich, they're not playing a weak team. They're most likely probably going to get relegated from the Premier League. So this is a way for them to really push on and maybe try and get something. But it's all scripted. As I said, it's great to see the kids coming through and getting chances. I think that's what a lot of people, especially Klopp, is looking at the EFL Cup. Like, you know, it's good to see the kids coming through. It's good to see them getting a chance. You know, maybe if we get through this round, we pull a League One, League Two side, and then we can see the likes of, you know, Musolowski, even Balagizi. Maybe we see him start. You know, again, we're not worrying about it. But really, we'll get onto it. We'll get onto our score predictions and who we maybe think's going to score. But I'll start with you, Adam. Do you think it's going to be a comfortable game for the Reds, or we struggle a bit?
I think it'd be fairly comfortable, even with the kind of, I suppose, the bit of an inexperience I would put out on the kind of mixture of the guys that kind of haven't really been on the score sheet too often. I still think it'll be fairly comfortable. Like, especially with the changes Norwich has made, I think, you know, Daniel Farken is obviously concentrating the Premier League. Their biggest job this season is to stay up. So I think it's going to be kind of difficult for them to see them getting anything out of the game. I think they could be threatening in parts, but I think it's going to be fairly comfortable. I'm going to go with 3-0 Liverpool. And
Omar, quickly, what's your favourite cheese?
Oh, mate, I'll go Brie. I'll go Brie just for you, Chris. I don't know what you like, mate. I was gonna predict an Oxlade-Chamberlain goal as well today, but now you've asked me that.
I guess we'll just go straight on with what's your score.
I might go a bit mad here. I think we like goals in the League Cup. I'm going to say 4-2 to the Reds. And I can see Origi maybe bagging a couple. Oxlade-Chamberlain, and we'll give Konate one. Give him his first.
Yeah, I'd love to see a Konate goal, but we won't be having any of that here. But I guess I just want Gordon to score. Honestly, whenever I'm watching young players, I'm just like, every time you get the ball, I'm just like, oh, curl that into the top bin there, lad. But I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go 5-2. I think we're gonna concede a couple. I just think players lose concentration in the League Cup and sort of, you know, aren't really that bothered, especially if we're all scoring. But I'm gonna go 5-2. I'm gonna go Origi 2. Minamino 2 and Gordon 1. You know, I can be let's go all out. But yeah, so thank you everyone for joining us. Make sure you do subscribe, leave a like on the video. We're gonna have Chris is gonna be live doing the watch along after I don't know when he's going live, but he'll be live like 10 minutes before the game starts. So make sure you go over, join in for the game, and then after that at around 10 o'clock, we will be having the post-match reaction discussion. So make sure you don't miss them. So, you know, subscribe, turn the bell notifications on. But Omar, Adam, thank you for joining me. Make sure you go and follow us all on Twitter.
Thanks, lads.
But yeah, so up the Reds, and hopefully we win a League Cup game for once. But thank you everyone for joining us, and see you later.